Hello and welcome to Tf2 Talks. Today we're going to talk about the spy. All of the Tf2 classes are really interesting in their own way, but none as game-changing as the spy. The spy has introduced a unique mechanic, unique to only Team Fortress 2 as of late, and perhaps Tribes Ascend can be considered in that category. But the spy introduced a new mechanic that had never been fully explored, the ability to disguise and copy another's username, and infiltrate an enemy base. Before TF2, in any game, especially in FPS, you could always trust your allies. In TF2, this turns it upside down by introducing the spy, a class solely designed to cause chaos and confusion by copying the likeness of your ally. The spy has three unique abilities: his cloak, which renders you completely invisible, his disguise kit, which allows you to disguise as one of your enemies, and his bad knife, which allows you to kill enemies in one hit by stabbing them in the back. To complement his strengths, he has quite a few weaknesses. If he gets set on fire by a pyro or revealed by a debuff such as Girardi or Mad Milk, the spy will remain detectable, even if disguised or cloaked. This makes him very vulnerable to pyros who can easily puff him on fire, and then airblast him to be revealed to the entire team. And he also has a glimmering weakness to spam, walking down a corridor filled with grenades, stickies, mines, rockets, and everything else imaginable in this world of TF2. And if you simply walk down a corridor into spam, you will pretty much die, unless you have the Dead Ringer. That's another discussion. The point is, what makes the spy such a unique class is that it plays heavy in the role of deception. You're going to want to fake out your opponents, you're going to want to disguise as them, you're going to want to act as them, and you're going to know when to play your cards. You're going to know when to backstab someone, when to sap a sentry, when to decloak, when to cloak. All these things are very heavily influenced on what your opponent is thinking. If your opponent knows that you are there, they will come and they will kill you. The spy class isn't a very forgiving one. If you're out of position, if you uncloak or people know you're there, you will die. Your low health allows you to die easily by just one rocket, or even a melee weapon. With this burden, you're going to have to get very crafty to avoid damage. You can fake out your opponents by cloaking and running in one direction, then feinting in the other direction, making them think that you've gone one direction. This can set up for some easy backstabs. A good spy will also know how to act like a teammate. If you see someone running directly at you, looking directly at you, who is supposedly on your team, you're going to know there's a spy. TF2 players have developed a spy sense, which basically tells them who's a spy depending on how they act. Because spies are trying to aim for your back, if you're looking at someone's back directly and moving towards them, people are going to assume you're a spy. So you're going to want to try to act like a regular member of the team, which may even include feinting away from your allies. One thing you have to accept about playing spy is that you are going to die a lot. People will kill you when they don't even know you're there. People will kill you just on a whim. They will on a whim shoot you disguised, even if you're acting perfectly. So proper positioning is key to a success as a spy. But the most key to success as a spy is all about game sense. It's all about knowing when to go for it, when to go for stab, when to back off, when to cloak away, and when to use your revolver. The revolver is great for picking up low health targets, or even targets that don't know you're there. But bottom line is, against an aware team, a spy will do half as well. Spy is unique in this regard in that your success depends on the players that you're facing. If they're those tunnel vision snipers, those heavies who don't pause to look behind their back, or any blowhard who's standing still, then you'll get an easy backstab. But if they're checking their back and constantly looking around for spies, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Also, one more thing to mention about the spy is that a spy is great at causing paranoia. Remember those spy checking tips I mentioned earlier? People will do them when you're not around. It will distract them from your teammates. It will make them useless, effectively, since they're reduced to spy checking everyone and everything. Sometimes, even success as spy isn't measured as how many kills you get. It can sometimes be measured how you're making everyone be useless, and like that medic over there, just standing in one spot trying to find you, because they know you're around that area. A spy success is that fourth player who switches from soldier to pyro, just to deal with the spy. Also, spies play a role in disrupting sentriness, the bane of any player playing a payload map. Their Electro Sapper allows them to disable sentry turrets and will eventually kill them. If I were to describe the spy in one word, it would be disruption. He disrupts your opponent's defenses, You disrupt your opponent's offenses by taking out key players, and you disrupt your opponent's minds. This has been another episode of Tf2 Talks, and thank you for watching.
What you say? That you only meant well, 'cause you did. What you say? That it's all for the best, 'cause it is.